filming?
You can kind of see yourself in the...
Yeah. Hello, my name is... Okay, hold on. Hey. Hello, my name is Benson, and welcome back to another video. This is the second video out of the two that I'll be doing for the class Theater 410, and this is my friend. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Michael. I'm Michael. I'm studying computer engineering, computer science, also at USC. I'm currently a junior, so we're the same.
Yeah. And I am a theater acting major and comm major, just so you know. Well, you guys already know, because if you watched my last video, yeah. All right, let's get into it. All right, so today we will be answering some questions about college life, particularly life at USC, and just our experiences.
Yeah.
So you ready, Michael?
Yeah.
All right, first question. How do you balance your extracurriculars and your classes?
I just don't. You know, things kind of like, okay, like, it's like, you got like a schedule, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know your classes beforehand. And like extracurriculars, like, also you like figure it out.
Yeah.
And things kind of like slide hour by hour. But it's more of like, I don't know, I feel like I figure things out like day by day or hour by hour. Like, obviously, like, I'm gonna try to go to class and I pay for that. But like,
yeah,
it's one of those things where it's like, you know, like if I had a late night the previous night or something like that, like I might choose to like, you know, miss one class and just do something else in the meantime or something like that. But I mean, I think that's like the fun of it. Like, you're not like forced to like you were in high school. You kind of take it.
there's a lot more flexibility with your schedule. You really get to manage like your own schedule.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same for me. Like, first year and second year, like I kind of didn't go to class. I didn't have a schedule in mind. Like I just kind of went to class if I knew I had class. If I didn't want to, or if I didn't like. Not saying you shouldn't go to class. Like, you definitely should, like, because we are paying like a lot of tuition for this. But I'm saying there is a lot more flexibility with your own life, really. Recently, I've been using a calendar, which I think has helped a lot. Just figure out my life and like planning everything out. I mean, like, what extracurriculars do you use? Do you play soccer?
Yeah, I'm kind of heavily invested in it. I play a lot of soccer, so but that's it's a lot of pickups, also a lot of intramurals. Intramurals is a great way, and they schedule things absolutely horrendously. So right now it's like pretty much approaching like finals week, pretty much, and they have us like playing at least like 5-6 games.
Oh my god!
So yeah, they have absolutely zero shame on that department.
But then like that's just college life, I would say, right? Like you're having fun with friends and doing the stuff you like. We might have missed classes or like, you know, missed an assignment or like had something in late, but that's just the fun of college, really.
Yeah.
How do you make friends in college?
You really don't, you know.
What?
You know, day to day, I'm mysterious on campus. You know, I'm a lone wolf. You know me.
What am I then? What the hell?
You know, I'm being forced at gunpoint, guys. He's got me as hostage to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a random guy on the street.
No, how do we meet? Oh no, so we met in freshman year.
Like through a friend of a friend, right?
Yeah, he was roommates with a friend of my friend, who I became friends with.
And they were both friends, and so we hung out as like one big place.
And then we became roommates in sophomore year in our third year, which is right now.
Yes.
So how do you actually make friends?
You know, probably just go to your classes. Yeah. It's really just like about like doing things. I think you know, as long as you're not like an asshole, you'll be like friendly to people, right?
And you said you were a lone wolf. So
okay, I mean, you know, that's I'm not an asshole. It's just, you know, by choice.
Right. Okay.
Or you do some sort of extracurricular, or
extracurriculars,
you don't go out partying or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, you'll like meet a bunch of different people. That's like a given, and you know, you'll find out who you click with, who you don't. At the end of the day, like as long as you know you're out there and like actually talking to different people, like you'll figure out pretty easy. It really doesn't matter, like it's not like specific to like, you know, LA or USC or anything. It's just, you know, as long as you're out there, you'll meet people.
So we're friends, right?
How much you paying me after this?
What? How do you find a good roommate? Okay, first of all, as we said, we were roommates in sophomore year in dorms, and this year, our third year, we're suite mates. Second year was pretty interesting. Like you have some pretty. Why don't you tell them about that?
Yeah. So I had a roommate that I continued with my freshman year. My freshman year, I did random assignments. So I got someone random. And we ended up rooming again.
With me, I was also
with him. And it was just one of those things where it's I think we had a smaller room freshman year, and so he's still, I think he's one of like my closest friends. And I'm glad like I started out rooming like that, because it was kind of like getting a room is kind of like the easiest way. Kind of like have it's like not like forced, but like you kind of have to have a friend because if you really don't get along, you'll probably just move out, right?
Yeah.
So we lived together sophomore year, and the reason we kind of didn't live together after that was kind of I don't know. It kind of just came to like an impasse where it was like we kind of lived like different ways, like and it was kind of not like stressful, but it was just one of those things where you kind of come to realize that I think there's a better living arrangement out there for me.
Like your best friend may not be like the best fitting roommate for yourself.
Yeah.
And the best roommate might not be your best friend.
Yeah.
Which is really true.
Yeah. It's really about like whose living lifestyle kind of meshes more with yours. Yeah.
Which I think is fine, like just being real with your roommate, and because like we have to understand that everyone comes from different families, different living environments, so we can't force our way of living onto other people.
Yeah.
And there's no reason why they should force their way of living on us, right? So it's just a mutual thing, and I think just really being real and talking it out with your roommates, that's like the best way. But I mean, like us being roommates, like that was pretty good, right? Hopefully.
I feel like we had like pretty clear communication. We obviously weren't like in the same room.
Yeah,
and that might change our dynamic. But like we obviously had like some pretty like clear communication about like how we wanted things to be like in like the common area.
So that one time you stole my banana and shit, like.
I mean,
I'm kidding. How important is networking, and what's the best way to do it? Okay, well, we're different majors. Very different, so it's probably the answer is probably quite different. But from an acting person's perspective or like communications, obviously networking is very important. I think just getting yourself out there, like say like if you're going to watch a show, just going up to them and be like, hey, like I really love your work, like I thought you did like a really amazing job out there, and just being like, hey, like want to grab some coffee, like I think I want to learn some more about you, or like about this, like, because what's the worst that could happen? They just say no, and like that's not gonna end your life, right? Really being honest with the people you want to get to know more, and I think most of the people will think the same about you.
Yeah, most people would never say no to like getting like coffee or whatnot. It's a little different, I think, for engineering. Obviously, engineering's like out there, but they kind of get the rep of being like antisocial. No, it's it really depends on what kind of field. I think engineers and still.
It's a little bit more.
It's a little bit more technical, so I guess like one of the more distinctions that like you kind of have to balance with like social skills, which might are like soft skills, which are important, but there also is like a sign of kind of an emphasis on like being like you'll be asked like technical questions when you kind of have to be able to answer as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's so different, right? Like for every major as well. Like say like business people. Networking is everything.
Like it's their end all be all. Like I think they get a lot of flack for like like partying all the time. Yeah. But like in a way, like they have to. They have to kind of put themselves out there and like partying's not like a byproduct, but you kind of have to put yourself out there and like talk to a lot of different people.
Right. So I think just like the moral of the story, just be genuine with everyone. Be kind, be nice to everyone. Lend a hand when you can, and I'm sure like most people will do the same to you.
Yeah.
Do you regret coming out of state or going international? Okay, this is a question that I think both of us have a say in, because Michael's from Arizona and I'm from Canada. I'm from Vancouver. I'll go first. So I think going international there are pros and cons. Like especially in my freshman year, I have thought about regretting coming to the States for school. I don't know, because freshman year I've known anyone come here.
There's definitely like a huge like first week or first month. Not like regret, just like homesickness. Yeah. Like everything's so unfamiliar, you kind of have to figuring everything out.
Figuring everything out. You have to do stuff by yourself. Yeah. And then I thought, like if I stayed in Canada, in Vancouver, and went to like UBC or something, I could live at home with my parents. They could still make me food, wouldn't have to pay for rent. I could still hang out with like friends from home, from high school, elementary school, middle school, all that. But then again, I don't think I would ever have gone out of my comfort zone to meet more people, because every day I'd just be staying within the same kind of bubble. So I think in the end, I definitely don't regret, because coming here made me grow a lot as an individual, as a person. But then again, there are pros and cons. Yeah. Well, what's your take?
Coming from like Arizona, where like I'm like very comfortable. I don't want to say it's like completely different. It's still like West Coast and everything. Like there's some similarities, but it's just there's like an inherent sense of comfort, and I think I'm the kind of guy who's like I'm not necessarily like introverted, but I'm a lot more like outgoing if I know I have like friends around me, because you always have that comfort of home to an extent. But like I think I definitely did it as a person. you never want to just stay like complacent. I guess.
Yeah. And we would have never met if you didn't come here.
Yeah, that's my biggest regret. That's my biggest regret.
Right. Obviously, me too.
I wish I never met this guy in my life.
I guess that's like how we grow as people. Like, we kind of learn to do things by ourselves and be individuals. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's a good experience.
What's the biggest adjustment when transitioning from high school to college? I think we kind of touched on this in the balancing classes and extracurricular question.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of the same thing. Just you get a lot more free time and a lot of, it's kind of like choose your own path, right? Like you can choose what you want to do, what you get to do.
Yeah, everyone in high school pretty much has like a similar schedule.
Yeah, whereas in college, everyone's really different, and the extracurriculars they do is really different.
Yeah.
So you really have to manage out your own life.
Yeah, there's some people who I know who are like doing things like all days of the week, pretty much.
Yeah.
And there's other people I know who like, you know, they have things for like the first half of the week and the other half of the week, you know, they have off, they do whatever they do.
Yeah. Also like switching on and off like emotionally, because like say you're in class, right?
You kind of have to like lock in.
You have to lock in.
You're like in academic sense.
Yeah. But like after class, maybe you're networking or you're going to like your extracurriculars. You gotta switch your mental availability, I guess. Yeah. Whereas in high school, like obviously you're in class for like half a day, and then after that you're kind of just doing whatever.
You're for a set period of time. You like it's like more defined blocks. Right. It's one of those things where because you have to like switch your mindset so often, it's really easy to get like kind of like your things like mixed up, and you kind of it messes like your personal life and health and things like that.
Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Thank you, Michael, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. All right, now you can leave. That's all I need you. Kidding, Michael.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you so much. I hope all these questions helped you. We only had 5 or 6 because I was worried that this video was going to take too long. If you do have any more questions, you know what? Comment down below and maybe we'll make another one with Michael again, right?
Like, subscribe, support the Patreon, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle.
Follow him on Instagram.
Follow me on LinkedIn. Please, guys, I need connections, please.
Connections. Facebook, Snapchat.
Hinge,
Okay. All right. That's the end of the video. Goodbye.
We're done.